there.
Coffee, please.
There's a lot that could be done in order to help the homeless. Obviously there's a good few measurements in place just now to help the homeless. For example, there is hostels and stuff, but I find that a lot of hostels don't have a lot of vacancy and there's still a lot of homeless people on the streets. I think the government could do a lot more to help the homeless. For example, and this is quite strongly opinionated, but I feel like whenever there's money for like to bomb Syria and stuff like that, the government can always find money in the budget. But when it comes to like, and I'll go back to like the pensions and stuff, with the elderly, the government can never find money to afford that. I think there's a very split personality between the public in terms of what they portray the homeless to be. Certainly a big opinion is that the public think that the homeless are just lazy individuals, or they just can't be getting a job and they think that begging's maybe the lazy way out. But in actual fact, the reality is that a lot of people are homeless not because they're lazy, but because they are genuinely struggling. Like for example, unemployment right now in Scotland is quite high, and the current system that the government has in place is quite iffy in itself, and education stuff right now really matters, and qualifications and stuff, and a lot of people are leaving school at young ages and they're finding it difficult to get a job, and some people are finding it difficult to even keep their jobs, and they henceforth keep a mortgage and rent a house and stuff, rent a flat, and that leads to a lot of homeless people, specifically elderly as well, who can't afford to pay the rent and stuff. They become homeless as well, and I think, and then you get the other half of the public who realise this, that people are struggling. And I'll use that as an example. A homeless guy comes in quite regularly, and he came in and he bought his food and stuff. We didn't buy them, sorry, but we gave them for free. And he's left, and he came back in 15 minutes later, and like he left a little Easter egg on the counter. And you know, like, so you could, like that. But he wouldn't do that if it was just like, if he was just conning. Like, he was obviously struggling, and it's like, and so there's that half and half with the public. You've got the half where people would just walk by the homeless and not care because they think it's just whatever, and then you've got the other half who actually realise that there is a struggle.
I became homeless due to my daughter being killed by a drink driver 15 years ago, and I kind of went off it. And the drink and the drugs, tablets, anything that would numb the brain cell.
How long were you on the streets for?
13 and a half years.
Did you get used to it eventually?
You never get used to it, you just, it's hard to explain. You become accustomed to it, you know.
Did you feel like there was a lot of help out there for you?
No.
No?
Apart from the Hame and Jamming Centre, nothing else existed for homeless people. A chance meeting with a landlord outside Starbucks. And he just asked me why I didn't have my own place, and I told him because I couldn't afford the deposit landlord was. And he offered me a flat on the condition that I cleaned it out from the last tenant and he would waive the deposit and all that.
Are you glad that you're off the streets now?
Bits of me, yes, and then other bits, no, because I miss a lot of... You do miss people. See, when you're not out there doing what you used to do every day, you miss that chat with folk.
Would you say it's like a community, like a homeless community? Do you help each other out?
No, it's very, very, very close. You go to say for instance, with me, Alan, and one of the other guys, his name's Toby. We kind of click together, but most of them you tend to stay on your own. That way then you've only got yourself to worry about, nobody else. But no, it's definitely not a homeless community. I don't care what they say in the paper, it doesn't exist. Camaraderie against homelessness is non-existent. You would nick your shoes if you couldn't walk for long enough. most people are really nice. You're always going to get the occasional idiot that'll pass, but unfortunately as the society brought them, we can't escape them. But no, I would say 98% of the people that pass me are brilliant, man. Because without them I wouldn't have survived as long as I have. Really. There is no organisation that I know of anyway that help homeless people get the deposit they need to try and get their own place. That's luck of the draw with me, and that's not going to be the case for everybody, and that's why there's so much homelessness still in Glasgow. The council or even the government need to draw a line somewhere.